Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a Project Pan 2019. I picked a bunch of different items for this year. Now, I really just want to say that I am doing my best to do a Project Pan. It is very hard for me to go and use just like these items over and over and over and over and over and over again. For some reason, my brain just doesn't want to do that. I get bored of it. I get bored of even doing my makeup. It's not fun anymore. So I'm going to do my best to do that, to do Project Pan. I'm hoping to at least use up makeup that I use on the daily, like my primers, my setting sprays, maybe hit pan on some of my favorite palettes that I use constantly as my everyday look. I hope to go and do that at least if I can't hit pan on anything else of these items. I want to do my best with this year. I want to pan something. Without further ado, let's go and let me show you guys the items that I want to give my best shot to pan this year. So I have everything in this little makeup bag. We have these two palettes I want to go ahead and pan. These are dupes for like the Natural Matte palette and the Boudoir Eyes, as you can tell. I want to use these up. I do have both of them and I do want to use the real ones. I want to just get rid of these. They're in my collection. They're taking up space. I haven't really reached for them. I've reached for this one actually quite a bit, but not as much as I probably should. I want to use them up, get rid of them, be done, We also have this one. This is what this looks like. My goal is I want to make at least a big dent in one color for each palette. Like I only have 3 palettes. These are like the biggest palettes I have. I want to use up the whole thing. That's like in utopian world, I'd use up the whole thing, but I would settle for hitting pan on like 1 or 2 colors. So that's my goal for both of these. I want to hit pan at least 2 colors or at least get a pretty big dent in both of these palettes. But I really do want to use them up and just be done with them because I have the real things. I don't need these. That this palette is probably my oldest palette in my collection. Not even my Make It Naked 2. Not even my Naked 2 or my Naked Basics 2. This palette right here is probably my oldest palette. This is the Lorac Pro. It's like a trio. It just has these shades in it. Just a black, a buff, and a rose. That's it. I want to completely wipe out like these 2 colors and then maybe just have, obviously I'm not going to go through a whole black unless it shatters. So this is the Romantic Rose blush in the shade, this is the Milani blush in the shade Romantic Rose. Obviously you guys know, but this is what the color looks like. Just a nice everyday kind of shade, perfect for fair skin. I want to use this up. I want to get a pretty good dent in it. I have 2 of them, so I want to use up 1 up by the end of the year. Now, I don't really like this product, not because of like the texture or the formula. I just don't like the way that this is. This is the Wet n Wild brow pencil. This was one of the first brow pencils they ever came out with. That was like retractable and stuff. But this is the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. I want to go and put this in my Project Pan, I should say, because I just don't like the tip of it. I don't like the teardrop. That's pretty much why I don't like it. I don't like the shape of it. So for that reason, I want to use it up as much as possible and just be done with it and get rid of it. So, because I have another ash brown heading my way with like a fine tip, so I just want to get rid of these and be able to use the other one. I'm also going to be panning the LA Girls blush in the shade, just because this is just like an everyday taupey color. It looks more taupe in person. It looks more taupe on the camera than it does in person, but I do have a pretty good size dent in it. I just want to hit pan on this. I don't think I'll finish this up, but this would be a nice transition shade, just to lay down everything. I just want to say I do plan on using like my normal primers and stuff. Those are also things I do want to use up and get rid of and just buy more as I go, but I feel like that'd be obvious. I want to use up these Ultimate Brow Mascara from Ulta Beauty in the shade Medium. I just want to use it up. I've had it for some time and I haven't been reaching for it, so I just want to get my money's worth out of it. As well as the Kokie Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown and the e.l.f. Ultimate Brow Pencil in the shade Neutral Brown. I don't think I have much left. Okay, I have quite a bit left of it, but I do think I can really knock this one out. And I think this one too, I can really knock this one out as well. So I want to use these up and just be done with them. I mean, I have so many brow pencils, I think, that are new. I think I might have found my favorite, so I just want to use these up and just clear out my collection with them. I also want to use up this Our It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I just need to get rid of it and just use it up as much as I can. This is an expensive mascara. I need to get my money's worth out of it, so I need to use it. We also have the Maybelline Master Prime Lasting Eyeshadow Primer Base. It's in the shade, it's like a pearly one. I want to get rid of this. I have had this for a long time. This was like on clearance for like a few years ago, I think. Yeah, I want to use this up. I will probably pair it off with my Lorac palette. Use this along with it so it shines and looks pretty. Now I will still be using my e.l.f. primer too. I will be using both of them, so don't think I'm just going to neglect this for that. I also want to be going to pan my Physicians Formula Butter highlighter in the shade Pearl. I think it's very beautiful. I definitely have a decent sized pan in it. This is like definitely a big love of mine. So I think this, if I were to go and hit pan on this, I'd feel very, very accomplished and be able to pan more and more makeup. So I definitely wanted to go and do that, so I feel like I'm succeeding at something when it comes to panning product. I also want to pan this brow, like it's so old, it doesn't even have like the label. This is the Clean Color Brow Powder in the shade Ash Brown. I have a pretty decent size dip in it. I just want to use it up. I mean, it looks okay as brow powder. I could probably use this as eyeliner. I at least want to hit pan on this. And for lips, I want to use up my CoverGirl, little clear thing. I have another one on as a backup, but I want to just use this up, this little lip glossy thing, and use it as a lip balm. I also want to use up my NARS little pencil thing in the shade something I cannot pronounce, but it's just like a nudie shade. I've had it for some time. Definitely need to use it up. And I also want to use up my Essence lipstick in the shade Cool Pink. Just like a nice cool neutral pink. I think it'd be super pretty just for like an everyday throw on, run out the door kind of look. So that was the last of everything that I want to pan this year. I hope you guys can throw out some tips on how to pan things, because I feel like I get overwhelmed. But I think this year I have a nice decent size pan of panning. That way I can use up everything. I hope you guys do enjoy this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.